Caitlin Clark just did what most thought was impossible. She passed Diana Taurasi, not in points, not in rings, but in the kind of historic start lines that show who's really shaping the new WNBA. In just 42 games, Clark tied Courtney Vandersloot and passed the GOAT herself in a milestone that took Taurasi 565 games to reach. Let that sink in. We're not just witnessing greatness, we're watching the entire league be rewritten in real time. Let's start with the game itself. Indiana Fever versus Atlanta Dream. On paper, a 91-90 loss. But what Caitlin Clark did on the court was historic. She dropped 27 points, dished 11 assists, and added 5 rebounds. It wasn't just a big game, it was a blueprint of dominance. In a game where every possession mattered, Clark didn't fold under pressure. She controlled tempo, made smart reads, and attacked defenders relentlessly. It wasn't just her scoring, it was her command of the floor. That's what makes her different. She's not a one-dimensional bucket getter. She's a floor general, and a deadly one at that. Despite the loss, it's what this performance meant in the larger WNBA context that had everyone talking. With those 27 and 11, Clark tied Courtney Vandersloot for the most 20-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history, at just 42 games into her career. Vandersloot, 430 games. That's not improvement, that's revolution. For years, Diana Taurasi has been the gold standard, the ultimate scorer, the toughest competitor, the GOAT. And now, Caitlin Clark has officially surpassed her in a key category, 20-plus point, 5-plus assist games. Let's put it in perspective. Taurasi has played 565 career games. In that span, she notched 9 20-point, 5-assist outings. Clark has already hit that mark 10 times, in less than 50 games. That's not a fluke. That's a seismic shift. Taurasi built her legacy through elite scoring, leadership, and longevity. But Clark is doing something different. She's blending scoring with elite playmaking at a rate we've never seen. She's not chasing Taurasi's ghost. She's building her own lane. And if this pace continues, we won't be talking about passing Taurasi in one category. We'll be talking about replacing her atop multiple lists. This isn't just a moment for Clark. It's a moment for the league. The baton is being passed, and not over a decade, and just over a year. It's one thing to put up numbers. It's another thing entirely to redefine what the stat sheet even looks like. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing well. She's putting together performances that are changing how we understand greatness in the WNBA. And when you look closely at her impact game by game, you realize she's not just having success. She's reshaping the standards of what it means to be a dominant guard in the modern era. Let's go back to the numbers. 10 games of 20-plus points and 10-plus assists. That's not just volume, that's control. It means she's scoring efficiently, while also creating high-percentage opportunities for her teammates. And that balance, that's rare. In fact, it's almost non-existent, especially when you consider she's doing it in her second WNBA season. Then you add in her shooting numbers, and it gets even scarier. Clark led the league in three-pointers as a rookie with 122 makes, shattering Taurasi's long-standing record. That's not just about range, it's about spacing the floor, stretching defenses, and opening up the entire offense. Every time she steps past half-court, defenders are forced to extend, and that creates driving lanes, passing angles, and second-chance opportunities. Her three-point shooting isn't just a weapon, it's a system changer, and the advanced metrics, they tell the same story. Offensive rating, usage efficiency, assist percentage. Clark's numbers aren't just good. They're historic for someone her age and experience level. She's not just fitting into the WNBA, she's bending it around her game. This isn't to say the league has never seen talent like this. There have been incredible guards before, but no one has done all of this fast. That's what makes her special. She's not chasing after greatness like it's a long-term goal. She's delivering it in real time, rewriting expectations week by week. So when people say Clark is changing the league, they're not exaggerating. The stat sheet proves it. And the way she's playing, that's not just rookie magic. That's the beginning of a career that could define the next decade of the WNBA. We're witnessing a turning point in WNBA history, the kind of transition that only comes once every generation. For the last 2 decades, Diana Taurasi has been the queen of the league. The GOAT. The measuring stick. Every great player was compared to her. And rightly so. Her numbers, her longevity, her competitive fire made her the icon of women's pro basketball. But now, we're seeing something we didn't expect to happen so soon. A real challenger to that legacy. Caitlin Clark isn't just chasing Taurasi's records, she's catching them. Fast. She's already passed Taurasi in one key category. More 20.5 assist games in just 42 contests, compared to Taurasi's 565. That's not a knock on Diana, that's a sign of how fast Clark is climbing. And that's the key difference here. Taurasi built her career over time, decade-long dominance. Clark is doing it in real time right now, with the spotlight brighter than ever. And not only is she meeting the moment, she's exceeding it. Let's be clear, this isn't about replacing Diana Taurasi. That would be disrespectful to the legacy she built. What it's about is watching the league's power dynamics shift before our eyes. It's about seeing the next great figurehead take her place at the top, not by choice but by force of performance. And here's what really seals it. Clark is doing this under a microscope that Taurasi never had to face. Social media, 24/7 coverage, endorsement deals, a rabid fan base dissecting every move, and still she's handling it all with poise, maturity, and elite-level production. That's not just talent, that's era-defining leadership. This isn't just a torch being passed, this is a legacy being born. And we're watching it unfold. One stat line, one record, one clutch moment at a time. Let's stop pretending like everything is fine. Yes, Caitlin Clark is lighting up the WNBA. Yes, she's breaking records, selling out arenas, and surpassing the GOATs. But the bigger story, the one the Fever can't afford to ignore, is this. Clark is already doing more than anyone could have asked for, and yet her team keeps coming up short. The 91-90 loss to the Atlanta Dream wasn't just a close game. It was a warning siren. Clark had one of her best professional performances. 27 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. She was everywhere. Facilitating, shooting, commanding. And still it wasn't enough. Why? Because the Indiana Fever, as a team, still don't know how to close. Let's break it down. In the final minutes of a one-point game, who do you want making the decisions? Your best player, your floor general, your scorer and playmaker, Caitlin Clark. But what did we see? Clark inbounding the ball, standing on the sideline, watching as less efficient shooters took the final attempts. The result? Missed shots, no execution. Another L on the stat sheet, and that's the problem. You cannot let your franchise cornerstone, your generational talent, be a decoy in crunch time. That's not development, that's mismanagement. And if it keeps happening, it's going to do more than just lose games. It's going to damage the culture, it's going to break the belief that this organization knows what it's doing. Right now, Caitlin Clark is keeping this team relevant. She's the reason the media shows up. She's the reason tickets are selling. She's the reason fans who've never watched a WNBA game before are tuning in every night. But relevance only lasts so long. If Indiana doesn't turn that into results, they risk becoming the cautionary tale of the decade. The fact that Clark is already drawing comparisons to Diana Taurasi, passing Sabrina Ionescu, and tying legends like Vandersloot, and doing it in less than 50 games, tells you everything you need to know about her ceiling. But ceilings mean nothing if the foundation is cracked. Right now, the Fever's biggest crack is this. They haven't surrounded Clark with the right support system. Aaliyah Boston is a star in the making, no doubt. But she can't do it alone. Lexi Hall, flashes. Kelsey Mitchell, inconsistent. The bench, thin. The defense, shaky at best. There's no clear second option when Clark draws a double team. There's no lockdown defender who can take the pressure off on the other end. There's no rotation that screams, this team is built to win. And let's not ignore the coaching. When your best player is benched for the final play, when you draw up end-of-game sets that leave her out of the decision-making, that's not just a tactical mistake. That's a message. It says, we don't trust you yet. And that's a problem, because Clark has done more in 40 games than most players do in 5 years. If she hasn't earned that trust by now, what else does she need to do? This is where organizations either rise or fall. The great franchises see greatness and build around it. They adjust, they evolve, they accelerate their rebuilds because they know they've got a once-in-a-lifetime piece. The bad ones, they waste time. They play politics, they make excuses, and they watch the opportunity slip through their fingers. Clark is not going to say this publicly. She's too polished, too team first, too locked in. But make no mistake, she feels it. Every time she puts up 25 and 10 and still walks away with a loss, it adds up. Every time she watches her teammates freeze in the final minute, it builds. And if it continues, you better believe the conversation is going to shift from Caitlin Clark is the future to Caitlin Clark deserves a better team. And that's the last thing the WNBA wants. This league is growing faster than ever. The spotlight is finally here. Clark is the bridge between die-hard fans and a casual audience. She's the future of broadcasting, merchandising, endorsements, and international reach. But she can't do all of that while carrying a broken system. She needs a coach that trusts her, teammates who rise to her level, a front office that acts with urgency. It's not just about winning games. It's about proving to the league, to the fans, and to Clark herself that Indiana is worthy of her commitment. Because if they fail her now, if they fumble this golden opportunity, they won't just lose games. They'll lose something bigger. They'll lose the trust of a fan base that finally believed again. They'll lose the respect of a league that just started looking their way. And eventually, if things don't change fast, they'll lose Caitlin Clark.